All right, guys. Are you guys ready to do a podcast?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We're clean on this, so.
Tone would love to have me, but
we love to.
Whoa!
You know what? And I'm gonna
You
double
suck.
down. You would love to have me too, ball.
Hey, yo, James, don't call him directly. He might cut you out. Call me first, and I'll thank you.
Do you smell what the book is cooking?
Yeah, what I like to say is movement fails opportunity when opportunity fails to move.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the show where we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile. Most importantly, we are positive. Did somebody say the two best words? Well, to me in the world, some other, you may have two other best words. The two best words in the world to me. It's Game 7. I think somebody might have said that. And as always, I'm not alone. I'm here with my OG, my dog, Triple OG. Tone, what's the word?
Game 7. You said a word. My fault. Game. 2 words. Game 7.
See, there you go.
I bet.
No, you had it ready this time. You didn't drop it like last time.
Hey.
Whoa.
But
What a start to the show. What's the word? What up,
Hey.
OG?
I'm honestly a little bit in shock. Probably a lot of it, if I'm honest. A little shocked right now.
Hey,
I think it's a good thing, like you said, though. I think it's a good thing for basketball, for us.
Yeah.
Great.
I think this might be the best final series since 2016. I think. And you know what?
This was probably the worst game, though.
This was the worst game. This was the worst game for sure. But hey, I like getting credit sometimes. Gucci said, hey, they got the Thunder bench didn't perform. They didn't perform. Gucci said it best. But Tone, you know what? Speaking of which, let's get into this game here. Game 6, NBA Finals. Game 5, the Thunder go in at home and win the game in pretty decent fashion. They won by 11. Tonight, the Pacers do the same thing on their home floor. They go in tonight and they manhandled. They manhandled the Oklahoma City.
What's the name of the young boys team that we coach?
BTA. Tone.
That's what happened tonight.
When you look in the dictionary and you look up BTA, now you may have to look in the Urban Dictionary, although there's some nasty stuff in there.
Yeah. Make sure you go straight to that page.
Just got to go to BTA. When you look at BTA, it will read Game 6 of the 2025 NBA Finals is what will come up in the Urban Dictionary. So just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. Tonight was BTA. A lot of BTA from the Pacers. The Thunder, they could not have played worse. Gucci said they didn't get much. I mean, they got a little bit off the bench. They got but their main guys, Caruso, he didn't score a single point. Isaiah Joe came off the bench. He was good. Like other than that, like your bench guys didn't make shots when they needed to, like they did in Game 5, and that was the biggest thing. And Gucci mentioned it. We were talking about it earlier. Your role players are, yes, they're going to play well at home. You have the energy. They're all cheering for you. You're not getting booed. So the role players have a lot less pressure at home, which means usually they tend to play a little bit better at home. Tonight was not the case. And you saw the results of that tonight. Game 6, Pacers beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 108-91 to force a Game 7 back in Oklahoma City. The Stars tonight, weren't exactly great, for the Pacers, but they did what they needed to do. Halliburton had some big early buckets. Siakam the same thing. Aaron Nesmith, his defense was great. We talked about Andrew Nembhard. On Tuesday, Tone, and he stepped up today. Or on Monday, whatever it was. He stepped up today. He had 17 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. So he stepped up today. Obi Toppin was fantastic. Hit 4 threes, had 20 points. TJ McConnell came in and did what he does. Tone, what did the Pacers do so well today that they put BTA to the Oklahoma City Thunder?
They strapped up.
Like a bad kid. I'm talking about trouble, ISS in school. Boy.
Defense, boy. That was phenomenal defense. Probably the best defense they played this series. And it showed. I'm surprised that OKC didn't come out with a better game plan. They should have expected it. They didn't. To me, they didn't play like this was a Game 7. It's hard when you're, I guess, a young team to kind of galvanize yourselves. You've never been in this type of situation, the NBA Finals, Game 6, knowing that you got to play like it's a Game 7 if you want to win. But give the Pacers some credit. Give them a lot of credit. They played phenomenal defense. And like you said, to me, the stars that weren't superstars or whatever you want to call them, it was just timely shot making by almost the entire team. Nembhard hit some big early buckets. I think he went on like an 8-0 run for them in the first quarter. Pascal has some clutch buckets and ones just to keep their runs, going. Halliburton had some clutch. He had the left hand floaty in the first. It was mean. Like they were balling, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this Game 7. SGA's got to show up. And show up big, especially if Indiana's gonna, play with their backs against the wall and play similar style defense. He's got to do something a little different. But man, big time to shot making and defense to me was exactly. And TJ McConnell, man, like he's done it all playoff. Like it's been amazing. The one thing that I will say though, this has got to be a little scary for OKC because the superstars were not superstars. Like Pascal Siakam didn't go for 30. Tyrese Halliburton didn't have like a mean double-double or anything. It's got to be a little bit scary for OKC to look at this game and say we didn't even allow Indiana to play their best offensive game, and they still smacked them. Indiana was in control of this game. I want to say after the first 6-7 minutes, they just took over the game entirely.
Tone, first they came out of the gates, immediately missed the first 8 shots. I was like, oh, this is over. I thought like they came out on a 10-2 run, the Thunder did. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be over quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then out of nowhere, the Pacers come out and just go on this ridiculous. They came back, tied it at 10, 8-0 run immediately to tie the game back up. Then after they missed their 8 shots, Tone, they went 8 for 10 on their next 10 shots. And just never looked back from there. To your point, their defense was amazing. They did what they are best at doing. They turn the ball over and get out and run in transition. At one point in time, Oklahoma City had 12 turnovers to the Pacers 2. And Tony, we've talked about the Pacers the entire playoff run, not just the finals, but the entire playoff run. What do they do best? Get out and run. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, when you see it on a consistent basis every time, every day that they win, it shows, it flexes its muscles. The Pacers do, and tonight they played, almost immaculate defense. They were very, very good. They got out and ran. Hey, listen, Gucci said the best thing they did was not play Ben Mathurin. They played 14 minutes. He was not good from the field. He was 1 of 6, 0 of 5 from 3. He was a minus 18, Tone.
Yeah,
he was minus 18.
I still don't understand it. Again, like we had this conversation a couple pods ago about the caliber players that we see, the group that we see him with, and consistency is their biggest issue, and Ben Mathurin is very, very inconsistent. Some nights he looks like the best player on the floor. Other nights he looks like the worst.
And tonight was one of those nights.
I don't give a shit to Obi Toppin, though, boy. That boy was wow.
He has made some plays. Like, he has made some huge plays in these playoffs. Now, he hasn't, obviously he's not the guy, right? He's not the guy. He's not, the Halliburton or the Siakam. But he has made some plays that have absolutely won them games. Today was another one of those days. I mean, he just hit some clutch threes when they needed them. When the Thunder were kind of slowly starting to creep back, Obi Toppin hits a three. And immediately the Thunder's energy goes back down. And you need guys like that.
Because you got to guard him.
Yeah, you can't leave him open. Can't leave him open. And he went 4-7 from 3 today. He had 20 points. He was really good. The other side, it was ugly. It was ugly, Tone. We were talking about J-Dub, possibly winning finals MVP. He was a minus 40. He was a minus 40 tonight. The worst, by far, the worst plus minus on the Oklahoma City Thunder team today. SGA was, he wasn't much better. He was a minus 17, 21 points, 7 of 15 from the field. He, went to the free throw 8 times, made 7 of them. Here's the number that stands out to me, though, Tony. 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers. You want to win a game 7 in somebody else's house? You cannot do that. Now, to Gucci's point, OKC had like 5 assists to the Pacers 20. I don't give a damn how good you are. Just like Gucci said, you cannot win going one-on-one. It will not happen. Maybe if you're playing the Wizards or one of those other the Trailblazers, but if you are in the NBA Finals, one-on-one will not win you basketball games. Point blank. Period. That's it. Simple as that. Simple as that. The Thunder obviously did not look like themselves today. Lou Dort didn't shoot very well from the field. Isaiah Joe, huh?
No one did for OKC. They were missing shot after shot after shot, and I think that's why one, you're not going to get any assists if people are missing, but I think it's really why SGA struggled. He couldn't get the spacing because they were able to not to just leave them open, but you can kind of play that gap space when nobody's being a threat. And so it's gonna be rough. It'll be rough.
Yeah, no, it's wild. You know what, Tom? Let's look ahead to Game 7. Game 7 again. My 2 favorite words in the world. Let's look ahead to Game 7. What do the Thunder need to do to win Game 7?
I mean, like you said, it seemed as though teams are playing a little bit better at home, so they'll have that hometown crowd behind them. But I definitely think they gotta jump out as soon as the tip off and play with a little more aggression, and play better defense. They allowed Indiana to kind of get those spots, especially if you're saying Halliburton is hindered. Like, I'm gonna play him a little more aggressively. But I definitely think they gotta get SGA comfortable sooner, get him to his midi, maybe set the screen a little higher, maybe even across half court so that he doesn't have to get that pressure. But they gotta play a little faster. They gotta threaten the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers, they played great, phenomenal half court defense today, and I mean, they essentially did what OKC has done this entire playoffs. They got out on those turnovers and turned them into fast breaks and got buckets. And it's hard. I shouldn't say it's hard because OKC is a great half court offense. They have a great half court, but that's predominantly through SBA. And so if he's off, they're a little more stagnant. I think that they have to play more to their strengths defensively. Try to get Halliburton off the basketball, make Nembhard. I don't want to say make him beat you because it's possible. That boy good.
He can get on a heater, Tony. He can get on a heater and go for 30, 35 plus. We've seen it. We saw him do it last year in the playoffs. We haven't exactly seen him do it this year, but we know he's capable though.
Yeah, and you just want to make Indiana do things that they're not used to doing. You know, maybe make Pascal be more of a playmaker. Not let him get that back to the basket, post fade, or you just got to make Halliburton come off to the basketball earlier. Just make them do certain things that make them feel a little more uncomfortable, so they can turn over the basketball and get out on the break. Man, OKC has to play to their strengths. That's one game, which is a beautiful thing. You know, they've gotten the best of each other for the past 6, and so. One game series, man, and then unfortunately we don't get to watch basketball until summer.
Yeah, you did have to throw that in there. You know, I'm a little sad about it, but I watch baseball every day, so it's not.
We got the W, I guess. Yeah, there's baseball.
Hey, real quick, my Mercury went in and beat the best team in the league today in New York. Yeah. In New York. Hey, that's 4 in a row, huh?
I say quick shout out to the Merc.
Oh yeah,
and then we got the big 3, so I can't be too sad about it. It's gonna make me, choose a different space to watch basketball. But
yeah. Hey, Gucci said we just need Drake to bet on the. I think he said talk about the Thunder. He bet on the Thunder. Yeah, Pacers win NBA champions. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, he's betting because SGA is going to. SGA is Canadian. So.
Oh yeah, that's probably why he's rooting for him.
Yeah, definitely why he's rooting for him.
Yeah. And then he said, sorry, Tone, we got football next. So
oh man, hold on. I forgot who his team is. Oh no, I didn't. It's the Rams. What are they gonna do this year? No one's worried about it. No one's worried about
it. Hey, Gucci, you my dog. You know that. Hey, the Cardinals come. Hey, the Cardinals win the NFC West.
You probably shouldn't have brought that up, Gucci.
Cardinals win the NFC West. Cardinals got
the best. Patriots win more games than the Rams do. Book it.
Ooh.
Book it. Like my first name is Devin. Book it.
See, there you go. Making me smile again, bro. See, there you go. You a good guy. See, that you a good guy, Tony. You know that. Hey, you said beat the guy. Yeah. You gonna beat us once. But we'll beat you the other time. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Watch now. Again, the games that each team has won in this series. There's been one key. And Tone, I mentioned it in the pregame show and before game 1. The key to game 7, the stat that you looking for is turnovers. Whoever turns over the ball the least amount in game 7 will come away with the NBA championship. Because when you look at these two teams and how good they are defensively and how great they are in transition, if you are able to get the ball out and run and take opportunities away from their stars, take opportunities away from SGA, take opportunities away from Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Williams and Pascal Siakam, if you take opportunities away from those guys and you get out and run, the team that causes more steals, the team that turns the other team over more, will be NBA champions and will be holding up the Larry O'Brien trophy after game 7.
Hold on. I know who you picked, but do you have any stake in the game? Like, who is there a team that you would want to win over the other team? No. Usually
I'm rooting for a team. This series, Tony, when I tell you literally the only thing I asked for was a good series, and we've gotten a great series. And so I'm happy. So whoever wins, honestly, I'm cool.
I kind of want Hallie to win this. 2 reasons. One, they have the oldest coach who's ever coached in the finals. And so going almost against the grain of what the Celtics did last year, having one of the youngest coaches to win in the finals. Normally, as soon as a team wins, other teams follow suit. You know, they want to mimic that success. Well, now it's going to be a lot of confusion because you went from young to old. You know,
so there's no like, there's nothing to copy. You know,
Nope.
so like it's a copycat league. So, you know, Joe Mazzulla wins. Oh, all these teams that need head coaches go and get young NBA head coaches, you know, up and coming guys. Now, if Rick Carlisle wins an NBA championship, what are you going to fire your young head coach you went to go hire because of Joe Mazzulla and go hire some 60, 70-year-old head coach that's been coaching for 50 years? Like,
So that's one reason. And then the other reason is Halliburton isn't your typical point guard. You know, this modern day basketball, your point guards are scorers. Halliburton's not that. And so I think that him being an untraditional, yet the most traditional point guard in the NBA, it's dope if he wins the finals. Of course, I'm sure you know I rock with SGA tough. I call him
that's your boy.
MVP. But I just think what Halliburton has been doing for this series, for this whole playoff run, has been phenomenal. It's dope to see a shakeup and the underdog get one, if he does.
Gucci agrees with you, Tom. He says he wants the Pacers to win because the world they're the underdogs. He said it earlier in the show too. I mean, they're the underdogs, and so everybody loves a good underdog and you know them winning when nobody really expects them to. So I definitely would not be upset if the Pacers did go and win this game.
Another question: What does this do to Pascal Siakam's legacy?
I think if he wins this championship, I think we are going to start talking about Pascal Siakam as one of the best fours in the NBA. I think we should, because let's not pretend like he hasn't had a humongous impact on this basketball team.
And he did for the Raptors too.
And he did for the Raptors. If the Raptors don't have Pascal Siakam, they don't win that championship.
Exactly.
That's a great question. So I think Pascal Siakam, where we really start to kind of discuss the impact he's had, you know, and Gucci think he's going to win Finals MVP.
I think he
could absolutely win Finals MVP.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? He's been the most consistent.
The whole playoffs. There's a reason why he won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He's been the guy. And so, you know, obviously they've kind of Siakam and Halliburton have kind of traded those Batman roles. But I think when you talk about a consistent Batman, it's been Pascal Siakam. It really has. And now that,
And he's been a much better defender this entire series.
Whole series, the whole series. That's a great question, Tony. I think we really start to take Pascal Siakam seriously because of what he's been able to do. Again, not only in 2019 with the Raptors, but this year as well as last year in the playoffs, making these deep playoff runs. I think he absolutely needs to be in those conversations. Tone, we talked about who we like and what we expect from this game. Who you got? Who do you got in Game 7 in Oklahoma City? When is that game? I don't even know when that game is.
Sunday?
Is it Sunday? It is Sunday. Yep. Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Well, I guess I will say that I said and spread all that Indiana joy and love just to go against the grain and pick SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder as the world champions. They go home. I do think that, again, I said it in the last one. Every time they lose, they come back a little bit better. It's like they learn from them. And I do think that their youthfulness played a role in this loss. Not to just make an excuse for it, but I think that they have a phenomenal coach as well on that side. And this is part of the experience that they've been gaining thus far for them to win. And I think they make some changes and they find a way to win at home. I also think it's a little more enjoyable to win at home I don't want to say like this is definitely different than last year. Us, how I joke and say we lost one to win at home.
On purpose in Dallas, yeah.
Losing game 6 is definitely different.
Yeah.
Losing game 6 is different, man. But I think they find a way to win. I think SGA has a much better game. I also think Chet plays better defensively.
Yeah.
I think he plays much better defensively. And then, like you tend to say, the others, and Shaq tends to say the others tend to play a little bit better at home than they do on the road. So, as much as I would love to see Hallie get one, I think SGA finds a way to win.
You know what, Tony? This is your fault. I do want to blame this on you. This is your fault. I am picking and now rooting for the Indiana Pacers. I am going to pick because you mentioned the experience, right? Game 7, obviously it's still basketball. But there's only so many Game 7 opportunities that the Oklahoma City Thunder have had. And I feel like if it gets close down the stretch, the Pacers are going to run away with this. Not run away, but the Pacers are going to close out this game. Because we've talked about Siakam. And I'm a big fan of Pascal Siakam. And you have involuntarily now convinced me to root for the Pacers on Sunday because of how much I love Pascal Siakam and how so happy I am for him because he's just a good dude. But he has the experience. He's played in big moment Game 7s. He's been that guy to be able to make those plays. And so to that point, I think the Pacers are going to win on Saturday. I think the Pacers are going to win on Sunday in Game 7. I think Pascal Siakam has a big game. I think the others step up for the Pacers. I think it's a low turnover game. I don't think it's a very sloppy game. I think it's a very low turnover game. I think it's just good old-fashioned basketball. And High scoring. And you know what, Tone, I'm going to ask you right after this. I think the score is going to be 117 to 122 in favor of the Pacers. What do you think the score is going to be?
I think OKC finds a way to kind of win this in the fourth, if not late third quarter. And I say 105-124. OKC.
105-124. Okay. Wait. What? 105. Oh, so it's a blowout.
Oh, I said late third quarter, fourth quarter. OKC finds a way to. Well, I shouldn't say. I don't think it'll be a blowout until like they'll take the game away at a certain point.
Okay,
but like second quarter, I think they'll be going at it.
I like it. Let's see. Tone. Gucci says that we're going to get our first overtime game in Game 7, which would be amazing.
Crazy.
That would be amazing.
Gucci, that would be crazy.
And Napoleon Quintana says the script is set. The MVP will bring OKC their first title at home, coming from someone who said Pacers in 5 at first. I'm not going to lie. I can see why you said that because of how well the Pacers have been playing, Napoleon, but
OKC.
Huh?
OKC still hooping. I did see something different the last 2 series from the Pacers that have said, "Oh yeah, this is a team for as long as Miles Turner can be a paint protector, this team is dangerous."
Yeah,
dangerous.
Because they're so good defensively, and those blocks, those steals, they turn into points so very much of the time. So it's going to be fun. I got the Pacers winning 122-117. Tone has the Thunder winning 124-105. That game is on Sunday. We might do something special for Game 7. I'm gonna talk to my co-host here after the show, and we'll discuss and see. So I think that'd be cool. But it is time. It's that time of the week, Tony. It's that time of the week for a segment that we call on this show Gumballs.
Parmesan smile on my TV, you see crap when I'm teasing. Peace on me, sponsored by Reese's. Lately been chasing that set, my defenses increasing. Back on that corner like Durant.
This week's topic, this week's subject that has led the week, the Lil Wayne Carters. Carter 6 just came out, and Lil Wayne, if you do not know, I mentioned it on the wave. But if you do not know, if you were not familiar, Carter 6 came out, and Lil Wayne is my GOAT. He's my favorite rapper of all time. So what I will be doing is ranking the first 5, because let's be honest, the Carter 6 is not in the top 5 Carters. So I'll just put that out there right now.
Well, if you didn't know, now you know.
If you didn't know, now you know. I can't say that last part, but yeah. So now the honorable mention would be Carter 6, but
Man, you might as well put a mixtape there or something.
yeah. See, you ain't no good. Tom. He's trying. He's trying. All right, let's get to it.
Well, and the whole, we got the rebirth or something like. Can't you put that?
Oh, and the Carters?
No, it doesn't he have an album called The Rebirth or something like that?
Oh yeah. I like a song. I like a song in that album. It's called "Drop the
Damn,
Ball."
one song.
I just like that one specifically.
Okay.
That was. Oh, sorry. I'm getting
Hello.
That was.
I'm gonna leave her back.
That's my boy. Shout out Vince if he's watching. Shout out Vince. I'm gonna call him back in a little bit. I'm talking to my dog. But Tom, what do you think we get this thing started?
Let's go. So hold on. You said no honorable mention, or honorable mention is the Carter 6?
Yeah, well, I guess well, there's no graphic or anything for the honorable mention, but honorable mention by default we'll say Carter 6.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, let's get it started then. What Carter do we got for numero cinco?
Listen, number 5. I might, this list again. I do want to specify this list is the ones that I think are the best, aka my favorite. So I'm just putting the best album and my favorite together. So at number 5, Carter 2. Listen, there are some really, really good songs on this album. I enjoyed it a lot. But the ones that I kind of grew up on, this was a little bit before. Really, I started listening to rap and Lil Wayne, so Carter 2 is number 5 for me. It's a very good album. I've listened to it. It's it's not up there with the other 4 in my opinion. So Carter 2, numero.
The best rapper alive on the Fireman.
That is one of the greatest songs, and I that is one of the greatest songs.
I apologize, people. The man just said that Carter 2 is number 5, but this is his list. This is Gumball's GOAT. Remember that part. So, that being said, let's move on to
number 4. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one. Carter 1. Carter 1 is number 4 on this list. Again, this is in my opinion Napoleon is saying that's crazy, Mamba. Listen. They're all, in my opinion, they're all great. They're all fantastic. But these are just, in my opinion, my favorite compared to what I think is the best. Carter 1, obviously one of my favorite songs of all time. Go DJ. That's a fantastic song. It's fantastic. I've listened to the whole album multiple times. I'm excited to see what my dog has to say about it.
I ran off and came back, and then I ran off and came back. I'm almost stressed out right now. I'm trying to get out of my bed. I want to go viral before we are like someone is gonna find this and want to send somebody from Louisiana after us. What is going on?
Listen, they're all great.
I want to meet up and ask you why you can't put some respect on your name.
Listen, Wayne is the GOAT. Wayne is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Wayne is the GOAT.
I know what? I'm just interested to hear the rest of the list. Let me focus.
All right, we locked in.
Napoleon. I feel you, bro. Boss. That's crazy. Let's get the numero tres. Let's get the
Numero tres, as some say, number 3. Number 3, this is where it really starts to get close to my heart. In number 3, we have Carter 3. Carter 3, again, in a lot of people's eyes, could be the best album in Lil Wayne's career. And I think it's up there for sure. It's just not my favorite Carter. It's not the Carter I think is the best. I think, again, a lot of people say it's the best album, not only, you know, of Lil Wayne's career, but of all time. And when it's up there, Lil Wayne, the Carter 3, fantastic. Again, just not my favorite. Not my favorite in terms of the other 2. Tone, you didn't seem to have as crazy of a reaction to this one, and maybe a little bit more.
Here's the thing: is we've had these conversations on the Wave Show that I do think music is generational, and so I understand the timing for me for this album versus the others, and I'm more thinking about the timing for you for this album versus the others. So I'm starting to put the pieces to the puzzle. But I will say that this album, that it had a couple hits on it. Hey, Mr. Carter.
Oh, one of my favorite songs, it's probably top 5 of my favorite songs, Mrs. Officer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Song's tough. Yeah, you got some joints on there, but I understand. You got the 3 for the 3. So let's hear what you got for the numero two.
When you look at number 2, okay, number 2 has a high honor. Okay. Again, I might get a lot of hate for this. It's okay. It's all right. Number 2, Carter 5. Listen, this is one of my favorite albums of all time. When it came out, I was actually in high school when this album came out. I listened to it nonstop. I mean, some of my favorite songs of all time are on this list. When you talk about Mona Lisa, when you talk about Let It All Work Out, when you talk about Fame, when you talk about all these songs that were just absolute, like I listened to this album nonstop when it came out. Again, Mona Lisa is one of my favorite songs. The song with him and Kendrick Lamar. I know every single word to that song. It's probably unhealthy, the fact that I know every single word to that song. But number 2, OG, Carter 5.
Again, I think that speaks to the generational gap there. I don't even know as many songs on the Carter 5 as I do on the other albums. But still well played. So now I'm trying to figure out, but I figured it out. But what makes, and this is what I'm here for, is what makes this particular album
number 1. This is my singular favorite album that has ever been produced on this big round circle that we called Earth. Number 1 is Carter 4. This album, it just brought so much joy into my life. It has my favorite song, and it's ironic because I don't smoke, but it's my favorite song. Blunt Blowin' is my favorite song of all time. Right above it is on this album. Mr. Carter, President Carter. This is my favorite album of all time. So it was gonna be number 1 no matter what. Now that the list is over, I do want to specify all of these albums are great. They're all fantastic. But some, in my opinion, are just better than the others. And this is my list in honor of the Carter 6 coming out this week. This is Gumball's GOATs of the all-time Carter list. Tone.
Wayne, I think Wayne would be proud of you because it's not a typical Carter list. When you look at the typical Carter list, they have certain albums, and so I credit you for being true to yourself. I do.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I try. I try. This is, hey, listen, Napoleon says Carter 3 was the first concert he ever went to. And aside from there was smoke everywhere. That makes a lot of sense. A Lil Wayne concert, that makes a lot of sense. And Napoleon, I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Napoleon. Lil Wayne is my favorite artist of all time. He's the person that got me into rap and hip hop and kind of things like that. So Lil Wayne means a lot to me. And so Carter 6 coming out last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was really cool. Don't get me wrong. I love some of those songs that are on there. Some of the other songs I don't love as much. But Tone, real quick.
I was going to say he's a Red
10.
Sox. I just want to put that out there.
Who?
He's a Red Sox fan.
Oh, he's also a Packers fan. So
yeah, but you're not a Packers fan, so why would you shout that out?
Well, I'm just saying the difference of, he's just picking and choosing teams. He's like Kevin. He just kind of picks and chooses teams wherever he pleases.
Gucci's sick.
Napoleon says the Carter 2 is number one. Listen, that's Gucci, hey, bro. Gucci ain't no good, bro. Gucci ain't no damn good.
Every show, and definitely you already know Gucci.
Oh yeah.
Whenever we figure out where we watching that game at, pull up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah, Gucci, appreciate you, dog. And then of course Napoleon. Hey, shout out my boy. If this is your first time watching, welcome to we right. hey, appreciate you, bro. Tone, real quick, 1 out of 10. What would you rate Gumball's Ghost for this week?
Oh, I'm 10. Where's the best? 1 or 10?
10 being the best, 1 being this is the worst list I've ever seen, and you need to never ever make another list again.
Okay, so I'm gonna be authentic to myself. I'm gonna give you a 9.
Okay,
it would be a 10, but I have particular albums that I love and I'm passionate about. But as far as you being authentic and sticking to which, I gotta give you a 9. I gotta give you a 9.
Appreciate it. See, that's why my dog. That's why you my dog. See, you good guy, great guy. All right, Tone. One more segment. And I wanted to get your thoughts on this. First things first is a show on FS1, and obviously one of the things we've been talking about a lot recently is Kevin Durant and where he could be traded to. The offers that the Suns could get back, and what some teams would have to give up for him. First things first. Actually, let me kind of set this up a little better. Kevin O'Connor, he's a sports writer. He came out with a few mock trades for Kevin Durant to a few teams that have not yet been really in the mix, right? They're kind of wild card teams. And first things first, Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, and company, Kevin Wiles, that's what his name is. Kevin Wiles. I can never remember his name. Yeah, Kevin Wiles. They reacted to some of these trades. Now, Tone, I'm gonna ask you. We have 4 wild card teams to react to. Right, the mock trades. We have the Clippers, we have the Magic, we have the Nuggets, and we have the Sixers. Which one would you like to go over first?
Man, those are some good ones. Let's hear Orlando first.
All right. Here is, again, on the first things first, them reacting to a possible mock trade for Kevin Durant to the Orlando Magic.
First one, the Magic get Kevin Durant. The Suns get Jonathan Isaac, Anthony Black, Chet Howard, 25th overall pick. That's like
just pulled the report on Goga Batazzi.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In any event, bro, what are you doing? You're making memes out here. What are you doing?
If that's the trade, sign a brother up. I mean, really?
So, Tone, a mock trade for Kevin Durant to the Orlando Magic. What do you think?
I think the Suns get a little bit better defensively. I shouldn't say a little bit, probably a lot of bit better defensively. I don't know. It's interesting. Like for me, as someone who lives in Arizona, Phoenix particularly, I don't think like you get the entire fan base on board with that. I think that you get the core fan base to wonder what direction we're headed in with that move. But Phoenix is not a basketball state. It's much more of a baseball and football. But once you get wins in Phoenix, you get everybody on board. You do. You know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying? And so you can build some type of momentum with a great trade. You can start the season off during the summer. I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's the one. I'm hoping to hear something better with these other offers.
I agree. I just, when you talk about, I mean, it's not Napoleon says hell no. For this, if you're the Suns, maybe not. I kind of agree with both of you and Napoleon. When you look at what they would get back in Jonathan Isaac, somebody who has had health problems in the past. Now he had a really healthy year. He played 71 games this year. He's had health problems in the past though. Jet Howard, who is very he could be good, he could be not. Anthony Black, kind of the same thing. You get a few picks in it. I don't think that's what the Suns are looking for. I agree. I don't think that would be the kind of jump start, or maybe even the start to the rebuild that the Suns are kind of be looking for. If I'm the Suns, I wouldn't take that either. But if you're the Magic, I mean, if KD to the Magic, I mean, just go ahead, and the scriptwriter, just go ahead and pencil in Orlando in the finals for the Eastern Conference. That's it. If KD were to go to the Magic and go play with Desmond Bain
for Isaac, because Anthony Black didn't play a lot in the playoffs.
Jet Howard, same thing. And so all you're getting really is the picks. Yeah. If the Magic were to get KD, go ahead and sign them up for the just go to the finals. That's it.
At least the Eastern Conference Finals.
At the very least. Okay. Now we have Clippers, Nuggets, and 76ers.
Let me hear Clip Show, man. Let me hear Clip Show.
Okay. Here's the mock trade for Kevin Durant to the Clippers that they discussed on First Things First.
Durant to the Clippers. The Suns getting Norman Powell, who Norman Powell can play.
People were crying a river that he didn't get that all-star.
Bogdanovich, which
Bogdanovich is good.
Contractually, he has to be traded every 2 years. Drew Eubanks, the 30th pick, and 2031 first-round pick. Another one I don't hate for Phoenix.
So, again, that would be Norman Powell, Bogdanovich, Drew Eubanks, as well as the 30th pick this year and the 2031 first-round pick. Napoleon says the top 10 pick or just keep them. I am kind of on that train, so I'll let you react to it. I'm kind of on that train, along with Napoleon. Yep. But what do you think? Well,
I found the 2-year contractual trade thing hilarious for Bogdan. That's hilarious. He should be ashamed of himself.
You know what's funny? The Suns have been trying to get him forever.
He's a bucket. I mean, you look at it, you're getting 2 buckets. You're getting 2 buckets. But again, I don't think that moves the needle enough. The Suns have to be kind of like 2-year, 3-year window. Like you can't go get some players that are gonna basically close the window. That doesn't even make any sense to go get those players. Norman Powell's older than Booker, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, Norman Powell's 32.
Yeah. And I want those guys again. They're both buckets. I think Norman Powell might have had a little more consistent year than Bogan, but yeah, again, I don't think that's enough.
No, I agree. I mean, first of all, if you trade for Drew Eubanks again, I don't know if you're dumb, stupid, or just dumb. Drew Eubanks was on the team, it didn't work out. You traded for a couple of older guys. You traded for Bogdanovich, who was not very good after he was traded to the Clippers last year. He didn't shoot the ball very well, and Norman Powell, of course, a guy who probably had the best year of his career so far. And we were talking about that 2019 Raptors team. He was also a part of that team and played very well at that. But in terms of like a rebuild and something you're looking to build off of, that's not what you're looking for if you're the Suns. You're looking to trade KD for young guys who can grow with Devin Booker and grow with Ryan Dunn and all these other guys who you kind of have centered your organization around. And so that trade, again, Drew Eubanks, Bogdanovich, and Norman Powell. And the first round picks are nice, but that 2031 pick might be really good because I don't know how long the Clippers are going to be good for. But yeah, it would be tough to really be happy about that trade. All right, we have the Denver Nuggets and the 76ers left, Tone.
Let me hear the Jokic Nuggets. Oh, sorry, the Denver Nuggets.
Hey, you know what? I don't think you were I think you were pretty right the first time.
Denver gets KD. The Suns get Michael Porter Jr. in his huge contract. Peyton Watson, Strother, Hunter Tyson, and a 2031 first-round pick. Durant in Denver.
If I'm Phoenix, I'm trying to get more, but I like this. Of all the picks, the trades we've seen so far, this is the best one. At least I get an MPJ. Peyton Watson's valuable. Strother's got some talent. Like, that's better than the other two.
All right, Tom. So, again, that would be Kevin Durant to the Nuggets for Michael Porter Jr., for Peyton Watson, Julian Strother, and a couple first-round picks as well. What do you think?
I almost agree with Chris Broussard. I would likely attempt to see if I could get something better. Like, I'd almost want that to make news just so that other teams could see, oh, Denver's are actually making a pretty good offer, because Peyton Watson has value. He's a really good defender. He can shoot the basketball. He can get to the basket. And then you got, the 3-and-D. Even though I want to know his health. I want to know. I mean, we know what his health issues have been in the past. But Michael Porter Jr., he had that shoulder wrapped up that entire series in the playoffs. Yep. He couldn't get above his, and so I need to know a little bit more about that before I make that move. But so far, I do think that's the best offer that I've heard, and I also think those players work with what you were just speaking to. They're young. They can grow with Devin Booker. They can grow with Ryan Dunn and the other pieces, and as well as the new coach.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Denver was going to put together an offer, I think that is probably the best one that they would be able to give up for Kevin Durant. But I'm with you. I kind of agree with Chris Broussard. I think the Suns could get more from another team. Although, like you said, this is probably the best one of them so far. You're getting Michael Porter Jr., you're getting Peyton Watson, you're getting Julian Strother, and a couple picks. The thing is, Michael Porter Jr., he's on a max contract. And you're trying to get under the second apron. It would be hard to kind of take on that contract. Offensively, he's really good. Couldn't stop a parked car on defense. And to your point, Tone, is injury history. He's been a guy that's always kind of been hurt, and I don't want another guy that, if he's healthy, if he was just on the court. I don't really want another guy like that. I want a guy that I can rely on. I want a guy that I can know who's going to show up and play and can, stay healthy. And Michael Porter Jr., I just don't know if he's, necessarily that guy. All right. The last one I think is probably the most interesting one, to say the least. The Philadelphia 76ers.
Kevin Durant to Philadelphia. Feels like this was talked about years ago. Now the Suns getting Paul George and 3 future firsts. Like it?
Well, I do want. He didn't make it clear. I mean, Philly has the third pick of this year's draft. So that is whether it's Ace Bailey or Edgecombe or whomever, that's a highly valuable asset. You would be including stuff just to get them to take Paul George's contract, which is underwater. But they also, I think Ishbia doesn't care for contracts underwater. They're like, hey, that guy could be. And Paul George, the Paul George that the Sixers thought they were signing would fit well next to Devin Booker.
This, again, I think is the most interesting one of them all. I have a certain opinion on this mock trade, but Tone, Paul George and 3 future first-round picks. What do you think?
So future, is that including this year?
I'd imagine it would count this year.
That's tough to pass up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even care how good or bad Paul George played. at this point. Again, you're looking to the future. You're likely not going to win the championship the next year. You know what I'm saying? So you're really aiming for the year after and the year after. And so if you can get a young enough player who's actually going to mature quickly, he's going to be in the West Coast. Maybe send him to the G League for the first month and bring him up and let him start.
Yep.
Let him earn his stripes. Go through a season. Let Devin Booker win scoring champ. You know what I'm saying? Like, let a couple things happen. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Paul George actually shows up in the playoffs if y'all get there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I might roll the dice on that one. I might, especially if you get this pick for this year, because like they said, that's an AC Bailey, and he been showing. No,
Ace Bailey really intrigues me. He's a 6'10". He's big. He can move. He can shoot the three.
Like Paul George, right?
Yeah. And Gucci says playoff P. He hasn't been playoff P in a few years. You know what I'm saying? Like, Paul George.
Podcast P.
Podcast P. What they call him in the bubble? Pandemic P. Pandemic P.
Napoleon has a great one right there.
Yeah. Napoleon says take the picks and trade Paul George next season. Now, to Napoleon's point, I think if you were to make this deal for Paul George, I think if you were to trade Kevin Durant for Paul George, you take the 3 first-round picks, but you move Paul George immediately. Move him immediately. I mean, I say you take him and flip him. Ooh.
My God, up there in Utah.
Oh, man. I mean,
that'd be crazy if y'all could pull that off.
And flip Paul George for who? For Lauri?
Lauri Markkanen. They said he's on the boards right now. It's just the money situation is tough because Paul George is on that contract. But hey.
Yeah, to Gucci's point, unfortunately, we still have Bradley Beal. So
forgot about that part.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. The biggest thing to me about that is, number one, Paul George and Devin Booker already don't like each other. They don't. They're not very fond of one another.
Oh.
Yeah. They're not very fond of it. They don't like. They're not big fans of each other. But if you were to trade for Paul George and move off of Paul George and flip him for something else, whether you could possibly get a Lauri and give up some other stuff for Lauri Markkanen, because I think Lauri would be a fantastic piece next to Devin Booker. But obviously you still have Bradley Beal. Napoleon thinks that Bradley Beal could really hoop without KD, which is a possibility. But Bradley Beal is going to have to stay on the court. He's going to have to stay healthy. And like I said, Tom, I'm tired of saying if he was healthy, if he was on the court, if he was on the court. I don't want that anymore. I'm tired of saying that. That's the biggest thing about Beal. If he was healthy, I feel like he could be more consistent. But if he's not healthy, what good is he?
For me, is what position is he going to play? Because I don't think he's as agile as he once was to play the point guard position, and that's what he's going to have to. That's what he's going to likely play next to Devin Booker. He's not going to play the 2. Devin Booker playing 2.
Exactly. It's so, and they're 2 of the same basketball players. They play the same way. Obviously, Devin Booker is just a little.
I would say it was a little bit better.
just a little bit better though. And Napoleon, I think this is what's going to happen. Honestly, I think this is. I don't think Bradley Beal is going to be a Sun. I think they're just going to buy him out. They're either going to try and buy him out or they're going to wave and stretch him.
You're going to go straight to LA first. Quick ticket.
I hope so. Please, God, go to LA. That's
They're going to get one of those centers, whether it be Robert Williams, Mark Williams. They're going to get one of those centers, John Collins. They're going to get one of those, and they're going to be dangerous next to Luke.
He's not going to do anything in LA. Either LA he goes to.
He can't go to the Clippers. They don't need him. They got Norman Powell. They got the guys we were just talking about.
But even if he goes to the Lakers, you have Luka and AR and I mean,
they are talking about. I heard there are rumors that they're trying to get Chris Paul, but
that'd be another interesting pickup for them.
He's gonna play the 1. Bradley Beal can go sit in that corner because he already got a check. Like, check's coming. Check is in the mail.
Suns go buy his contract out, and Bradley Beal's now playing on a vet min because he already got all the bread.
All you got to do is go there, average 15 points, and go sit down.
Hey, you know what?
That's exactly
Napoleon, that's my dog, bro. That's my dog.
Nigga, that's Ball's new best friend.
What? Hey, hell yeah. But hey, that
man, so he can follow you.
No cap, he came on here with some good energy, boy. I rock with it. That is going to conclude this episode of Gumball Sports Machine, reacting to Game 6 of the NBA Finals and the Pacers forcing a Game 7 tonight in Indiana, 108-91. The Pacers beat the Oklahoma City Thunder to force Game 7. That's it.
Shout out the young boys, man, from our team, man. BTA,
Tavo, Jaden, and Ram, and shout out to
man, but they really been doing that. BTA.
Yeah, you got to keep it consistent, though. Number one thing that's really sports in general, consistency, and really life. But that's a deeper conversation. That's a conversation for the wave, which will be coming out.
Appreciate you, Napoleon.
Hey, Napoleon, shout out y'all, man. Shout out Napoleon.
Gucci.
What? Hey, Gucci in here every episode, man. Appreciate the hell out of you, Gucci, man. And hey, again, Napoleon, if you're watching for the first time, welcome. Appreciate you for tuning in. That is going to conclude this episode.
Like, comment, subscribe.
As always, nobody else is going to tell you. I'll tell you. I love you. You matter. You woke up this morning because God still has a plan for you. And you have a purpose, and all you need to do is go find it. Also, haven't mentioned it yet, Tone. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. It is Juneteenth today. Happy Juneteenth to everybody out there. And as always, I love you. You matter. Tone, shout out my dog. It is
sports.
It is nice to be important. It is much more important to be nice. We'll be back on Sunday for sure. The question is when on Sunday, and who will be our new NBA champion. We'll be back. We'll see you Sunday after in Game 7. Follow. Sorry, Tone. I took your thing. No, you go. Deuces.
Gotta find my way to